Warramie. Hello and welcome to Rouse Hill House. I'm Sarah Jane Rennie, Coordinator of Collections Care here at Museums of History New South Wales, and I'd like to acknowledge that I'm talking to you today from Darug country and pay my respects to our elders past, present and emerging. Rouse Hill Estate is one of 12 museums managed by Museums of History New South Wales. Our museums include both house museums like Rouse Hill and history museums like the Museum of Sydney. While we are fortunate enough to have a large off-site store at the museum's Discovery Centre in Castle Hill, each of our museums also has its own collection storage area. They range from spaces with climate control and purpose-built storage to small areas shared with other activities. So why do we have collection stores? One reason to have a collection storage is so that we don't have to have the entire collection on display at the same time. It can be difficult to tell specific stories or our history if everything is out all the time. If we put some of the collection away, we can rotate collection items in and out of storage, allowing us to tell different stories and bring in an element of surprise to visitors, giving them new reasons to visit. This is an image of interiors, an exhibition about the interior designer Marion Hall-Best that was held at the Museum of Sydney in 2017. The exhibition gave us the opportunity to showcase our extensive collection of material related to Marion Hall-Best that we've been collecting since the 1990s. The exhibition was on display at the Museum of Sydney for 4 months before it toured around New South Wales. Some materials are really sensitive to light damage, and this is an example of that. It's a photograph from Rouse Hill, and as you can see, the centre of the image is all but disappeared. Textiles are another type of material that is really vulnerable to light damage. And if you can see here, you'll see the colour difference between the area that's hidden and the area that's been exposed to light. And this is an example of the sort of damage, and you can really see it quite dramatically here. That's another reason that it's good to rotate some items on and off display. The significance of Rouse Hill House centres around the intact nature of the site, its buildings and collection, with the property being in the hands of one family for more than 160 years. Built around 1858, the woolshed has had many uses, from stabling horses to being a repair and maintenance workshop. Despite appearances, the woolshed is not a storage area but a display, showing visitors the end point of years of farm life in its authentic setting, with its well-used machinery and discarded tools. We face an ongoing challenge to provide an authentic display and visitor experience in a building that was not built with collection care in mind. We're standing here in the middle of the woolshed at Rouse Hill. As you can see, the woolshed is not a very controlled environment. The gaps between the timber slabs mean we have little control over temperature, humidity and dust, which easily builds up inside. In the winter, it gets as cold as 5 degrees Celsius, and in the summer, the roof area is up to 50 degrees Celsius. You can see how hot it gets when you look at this electric cable, which has been completely broken down by the reaction of heat with the rubber on the outside. We've recently been discussing moving some of our more sensitive items out of the woolshed. For example, this milk can here, which has a Rouse family name on it, is quite, as you can see, is very important, but is quite corroded. We want to get it conserved to treat the rust. However, we don't want to bring it back to this environment afterwards where it will continue to corrode. So instead, we're going to put it into a collection store. Unfortunately, we have a bit of a problem in this building with rats, and what we've found is that they're quite attracted to organic material like these sacks. So we've had to make a decision that we're going to keep this material out of the shed and put it in storage so that we don't run the risk of having rats' nests building up inside the shed. Not everything makes sense on display. As part of the archaeological collection from First Government House, we have 90 tubs of bricks and masonry fragments. While they are very significant, we would never put them all on display, but they could be very useful for research. Similarly, we have a large number of wallpaper fragments off the walls of the house here at Rouse Hill. And while they wouldn't make sense in the displays of the house, they are kept for research purposes and reference material up here in the collection store. And here you can see some more of them in this box. Small valuable items are another type of material that we often put into collection stores so that they're protected from theft. We store a lot of our small items and jewellery in this plan cabinet at Rouse, such as this A-list pocket watch. Have a think about your museum. How's your collection space currently working? What would you put in a collection store? Are there things that you could rotate on and off display? A collection store brings benefits not just to the collection stored within it, but also to the presentation of your museum and the stories you can tell.